Hi, thanks for coming. So I'm really happy that you're here, and then for my audience, they're really happy to have you here. And thank you very much for your time.
Totally. It's great to see you again. We saw each other in Taipei multiple times. At least I think I counted three.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see your hoodie, nice hoodie. So anywhere, if it's red, definitely the Supra. So it was fun. It was fun, and thanks for the information you give me and your project. So hope I can interview today, so I can spread the message to the Filipino crypto guys here. So yeah. So what's
Let's
about
do it.
Supra?
Yeah, I wanted to mention first that we did our airdrop campaign, Project Blastoff. We had a lot of people in the Philippines participate. I should have the numbers in front of me, but I believe it's around 20, 30,000. I think we hit the cap
Wow.
of the amount of people that could join from the Philippines. We had a 550,000 total. And Philippines, I believe, was one of the countries that we had to stop
Oh.
KYCs because it was too popular.
Yes, 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 definitely. If there's a new things and exciting, especially layer one, they will love it. So
Totally.
yeah, so let me know about the Supra and what is it and what's the background of the members or core members, if you can.
Sure. So I think the easiest thing to start is from maybe what your community might understand, right?
Yeah.
So Supra is an L1, high throughput L1, comparable to Aptos and Sui. So we're a high throughput moved based L1, but we have a few differentiations that differentiate us from Aptos and Sui. And the biggest thing, there's a couple, but I would say the biggest thing is the fact that we started building and creating Supra about 3-4 years ago with the idea that we wanted to design a system and a protocol that vertically integrates different services into one layer one. And that a lot of people might not understand what the term vertical integration means, but essentially what instead of layer one
Mm-hmm.
using all these separate third-party protocols for different services like oracles to help power DeFi
Mm-hmm.
or bridging or automation here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we decided we wanted to build a layer one that automatically has those services built inside of our layer one itself. So applications like a DEX, an NFT marketplace, a
Mm-hmm.
game could exist and use the layer one for asset transfers, but also quickly and fast and securely be able to get Oracle data to power DeFi, randomness to power gaming, etc. So Supra is a move-based, high-throughput move-based L1
Mm-hmm.
that vertically integrates Oracle services. And
Mm-hmm.
another difference is the fact that we are not just move-based. Of course, move applications like Aptos Move applications can deploy directly onto Supra, but we're also what differentiates us from Aptos and Sui is we're multi-VM. Um, we have a multi-VM strategy. So we're launched with Move. On the same layer one, we're also going to have EVM, which is Ethereum Virtual Machine. So Ethereum apps can deploy on Supra.
Wow.
And then down the road, we're also going to have Solana support. So
Mm-hmm.
Solana applications can deploy on Supra. And then finally, Cosmos applications.
Cosmos,
So
okay.
we're a multi-VM L1, and we focus on vertical integration of Oracle services.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why in the Starkey wallet I can see Solana, EVM, something like that. So I was wondering what's this? Something like this. It's unique. So that's
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, and Starkey is it's a slightly different team. Of course, we help them quite a bit,
uh-huh.
and we actually help them a lot.
Okay.
But technically, it's a separate entity. But everything, I think, it really comes from Supra's mission and core value is that we believe multi VM is the future. That we need to have applications that can communicate to different chains and not just siloed into one ecosystem. So we have to support developers
Mm-hmm.
in different ecosystems
Yeah.
like Ethereum, Move, Solana,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to build applications that are multi-chain.
That's really
And
cool.
that's why Starkey has that capability.
So you're trying to unite every crypto guys, like there's a clan right now, right? Like Solana lover, EVM lover, so move lover. So you gotta unite it. That's
That's
why.
right. And I think starting with developers first, right?
Ah, yeah, yeah.
I think we're going to be able to hopefully use what's called chain abstraction.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't necessarily need to know what blockchain they're on, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
future, and in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, yeah, you're right. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are kind of in the Ethereum ecosystem. Maybe they only trade, Ethereum based NFTs,
Yeah, yeah,
or they're in the Solana ecosystem where they only do Solana meme coins, right? So there's a lot of like fractured communities.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we're going to do first and what we're doing now is working with developers to give them access and ability to launch applications that have been on these different ecosystems directly onto Supra.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next stage is to use chain abstraction
Mm-hmm.
for the end user to not really care which chain or which virtual machine they're operating on.
That will be good things because right now, if I have an asset from EVM, I need to transfer to Move or Sui. To go to a central exchange first and doing some kind of things like that. So
You almost have to be like that has to be your full-time job, is like to study how to transfer assets to different different chains and virtual machines. And of course, in this market,
mhm.
when you have the time and energy to like focus on that, you could probably do well by like,
Yeah.
being able to like, have the technical know-how to be
Mhm.
able to do that. But in order for us to onboard the next, billion users to Web3,
Mhm.
people shouldn't have to devote their life
Yeah.
just to know how to bring assets from chain to chain.
Yeah, and the big problem sometimes is like mistaking about the wallet address, sending to a different chain, different things. It commonly happens
Yeah,
from my followers. So, yeah, it's not user friendly for the
sure.
beginners. Yeah. So how come
Yeah,
you come up with that idea, good idea? What's your background? And where are you from?
sure. Now I have to say that so I'm the co-founder of Supra, but my other co-founder, his name is Josh.
Mhm.
Josh is actually the architect of Supra and most of our protocols.
Okay.
He is the original idea and innovator of most of what we do. And we have a wonderful, great research team led by Dr. Aniket Kate, who's our chief research officer.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Aniket Kate is professor at Purdue University. Actually, he works with us full time now. He took a sabbatical for a while. But Dr. Kate is really well known in the distributed computing cryptography world, where he created something called KZG commitments. And these are the underpinning of ETH 2.0 scaling, like Dr. Kate is cited in the ETH 2.0 white paper. And also his research with KZG commitments are the underpinning of ZK technology, as well as like some of the backbone of EigenLayer and quite a few protocols. So Dr. Kate is really helping formalize a lot of Josh's original kind of ideas. And so I do want to start with the fact that Josh has a background in I mean, he has like 15 years background in SaaS companies and creating kind of software as a service. And Josh is a very I'll just give it, how about I start with a story of like how I met Josh and how he inspired me.
Sure, sure.
So yeah, so I graduated from UC Berkeley in around 2011. I moved to Taiwan because my girlfriend and now wife is Taiwanese. And I decided, well, the US is still in recession. I'm going to go to Taiwan. At least for now, I'm going to learn Chinese. This is 2011 when I graduated from Berkeley. And I came here. I'm still in Taiwan right now, but that's where we met as well.
Yeah.
And I quickly realized that Taipei didn't have the same entrepreneurial spirit and connections as Berkeley, Silicon Valley, Stanford area. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to stay here and I'm going to make my life here, I'm going to try to bring this environment and I'm going to create the environment around me. So I created what was called Taiwan Entrepreneur Club. And it was a club that we had like bi-weekly meetings where people did like networking events and startup kind of pitching, kind of different events that we did. And then in 2017, late 2016, I had a friend who would come to many of the events, and he pitched me. He said, "Yo, John, you really have to look at Ethereum. I know, like we talked about Bitcoin before, and how Bitcoin is like super important, but Ethereum is now launching, and they have created something called smart contracts, and smart contracts allow us to do more on blockchain and make blockchain so much more usable." And so that's really when I started researching Ethereum. And this is late 2016. And then like a month later, I also saw prices go up for Ethereum. And so I'm looking at that, feeling FOMO and like researching it quickly. And I bought Ethereum at the time. I think it was like $80 or something.
Wow.
It was around $80. And then that whole 2017, I dedicated Taiwan Entrepreneur Club. I changed it to completely focus on crypto events and education. So that in Taipei, so that I created a company called Block Camp that did events and consulting for companies that were kind of getting into crypto. And I had this idea that I really wanted it to be something different than just events and consulting. I wanted to create something like Consensus, where it was like a incubator or accelerator for blockchain companies. And then I met Josh in January 2018 in San Francisco, and we had mutual friends. And Josh, we had multiple meetings, and he pitched me a consensus algorithm, a way to scale Ethereum at the time. And he really impressed me as a great software architect. And I really wanted to work with him. So when I came back to Taipei, we had multiple calls, and he actually flew out here, and we started our journey in June of 2018. We set up our crypto lab called Unity Chain. So June of 2018 is really when Josh, my co-founder, and I's journey started. And from there, we took the original consensus algorithm, we kept up our research and development. But if you can imagine, if you were around in June of 2018, this was the height of like that bear market. That was the bear market before last.
Yeah.
And that was like right after 2017. 2017 was the ICO boom. There was like a boom in prices. Everything went up. I thought I was a smart investor. Everything went up. I was like, woo, so everyone benefited from being there. But in 2018, everything went down, and drawdowns, like everything almost went down like 98%. So you can imagine the sentiment of investors, of retail. No one believed or knew that tokens as an investment vehicle could be a thing again. Like all these VCs are like, we can't really invest. So we were in our crypto lab wanting to raise money for our layer one, but it was very difficult. So we had to survive on our own. We had some of our personal funds, and as well as we built out some solution and products for companies that had raised money in 2017. So we were kind of like doing consulting, dev shop, and we kept on going, but we kept researching the consensus algorithm. And then in 2000, DeFi summer came about, right? The next year, was it 2019? And then we saw all these Oracle and bridging exploits. And we thought, you know what? Instead of going to market as a layer one, because we're building the layer one at the time, why don't we go to market as an Oracle? And the reason why we had this insight is at the time in our crypto lab, we were actually working with a publicly traded company in Taiwan, an IoT company, to run consensus on their IoT data. So this is external data. So basically, we were studying about the Oracle problem. How do you run consensus on data off-chain, and how do you verify it on-chain? And so we had this experience, and we were thinking, well, we have all this research and wanting to launch a layer one, but launching as a layer one, like Aptos and Sui, you need at least $100, $200 million to build an ecosystem. And there's definitely a L1 cold start problem where you actually need quite a lot of money to incentivize builders and applications and retail to build on your chain. So we thought DeFi summer came about. all these Oracle problems. You know what? Let's go to market applying layer one consensus and validator principles to solve the Oracle problem. So while we're building the layer one, we can service DeFi on as an Oracle on every single chain, and we'll do it for almost at cost. So today we're on over 80 different chains servicing our Oracle data. So we still do that. That's a part of what we do. And I think 50 of them are on mainnet. And so that was our go-to-market strategy. We went to market as the Oracle, but actually we were building the layer one the whole time. And so that's kind of that's the story. But just to go back to your original question in terms of background, that's kind of the story. I graduated from UC Berkeley. Josh had 15 years SaaS and startup experience, and our chief research officer, Dr. Kate, just is actually quite famous in the cryptography world, and he has a lot of different contributions.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So a lot of cryptography. So that's really pretty much more hard. It's professional level for me, but it's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Sure.
So next question is like you're layer one, and then definitely there's Sui and Apto. So in terms of marketing or terms of differentiation between you and them, so what you can say about it?
Sure. So
Aside
when
from
you
what
look
we're
at
talking about,
when you look at, like, we talked about like high throughput chains, right? A lot of these move chains are high throughput, especially the layer ones on mainnet. And so when you looked at Aptos, Sui, and Supra, our time to finality, like when we finalize transactions, is quite similar. It's under a second. It's really fast. So if you use Starkey Wallet, you'll see how fast Supra is. If you use Aptos, Sui, you'll see how fast it is. So in terms of speed, we're about the same for now. But then in terms of throughput is how many transactions can happen in 1 second.
Okay.
And that's called TPS, transactions per second.
Okay.
And Aptos can do 160,000 transactions per second. Sui can do slightly more, 297,000. Let's just say 300,000.
Okay.
And Supra can do 500,000 transactions per second. So that is, we're more than double the throughput or the TPS than Aptos in this case. Finality is about the same. I did mention a little bit earlier that another key difference is the fact that, well, Supra doesn't only focus on move. We have this multi-chain or multi-VM strategy. So we're also going to be, we're going to have Ethereum support, Solana, and also Cosmos.
So I would like to know more on more on marketing side or more on use case side. So what will be the differences? So them and you, are you going to be like launching something about game or industry? Which direction you want to more focus on, like RWA, gaming industry, or anything like that?
So I think a good thing to distinguish first is the fact that actually the number one differentiator of Supra is the fact that we vertically integrate the Oracle services. So we vertically integrated price feeds, automation, bridging into our layer one. So you can actually do these things with less delay. Currently, Sui and Aptos are using Oracle's. They're using price feeds, they're using bridging, automation from third-party protocols. So these are other blockchains that they have to get information from. So there's latency and there's time to get that data. And also, not only is there more latency, but also there's different security assumptions. You're using this protocol over there, you're no longer as secure as the layer one itself. And we all know that layer ones are the most secure, blockchains are very secure. But once you're starting to use these external services, you're only as secure as that external service now. So we vertically integrate, meaning we have those protocols in Supra. So you can imagine vertical, right, is up and down. You vertically integrate the layer one with the different Oracle services all together with the same validator set.
We simplify this with full vertical integration. Supra's Layer 1 vertically integrates everything dapps need, from oracles to cross-chain communication. We've also integrated support for multiple VMs right on our Layer 1, so EVM, Move VMs, Solana VM builders can build with all the vertically integrated services on Supra. Now, because it's all integrated into one unified system, it helps dapps run faster with virtually no latency. And Supra's shared security keeps the Layer 1 network and all native services secure, and there's never a need to rely on an external third-party network.
Being able to have automation and price feeds, they're going to be able to get that data faster with less delay. So you can almost have a DEX that can have a centralized exchange or a SEX experience of how fast it can execute on chain than you would if you were using external oracles or protocols. So you can have DEXs that are like from the user perspective, execute faster and almost as fast as a centralized exchange. Not faster, but almost, right? And so it'll definitely, so I would say that DeFi on Supra is going to be the best because of our Oracle background and because we have, the Oracle and price feed background, and we're integrating that directly into our chain. People are going to be able to get price feeds faster with less delay. And these DeFi protocols are going to operate much more efficiently. Also, with automation is essentially, if this happens, then do this. It's like an if this, then that type thing. And automation, it doesn't exist. It exists in computers and exists in normal programs, but it actually doesn't exist natively in blockchain. So all these layer ones like Sui and Aptos are using external protocols for automation. What Supra is doing is putting that directly into our layer one, where we can automate and create specific transactions for these DeFi protocols. We can automate, like for example, we can automate different things like something to get liquidated, for example. And so there's new things that people can do when they have this vertically integrated stack. So that's DeFi. DeFi will operate, the best on Supra, but also gaming, right? GameFi. So having a high throughput layer one is super important for gaming. You need to be able to have, fast transaction, fast finality. Of course, you need security, but also in gaming, you need something called randomness or verifiable random number generator, or VRF. So randomness is actually really important for Web3 gaming to make things fair. You want to have a way to create randomness in like a loot box or in, let's just say, casino, like CasinoFi. You want to make sure that the end user knows that this is fair. I'm putting money on the line. This game better not be unfair. So that's why randomness is really important, and proving that it's actually random and it's not, the casino game is not playing against you and taking your money, right? So randomness is really important, and randomness is an Oracle service, and we provide that natively on our L1. We vertically integrate randomness so gaming applications can use that to run their protocol and show that their game, their loot box, is actually fair. And then RWAs, real world assets, another thing that oracles really do well with. A lot of times with real world assets, you have to get prices of these assets in real time, right? And how do you do that? Well, you do that with oracles, right? So if you can imagine, again, natively, we have native price feeds, native oracles on Supra. We're also going to be the best at real world asset at pricing. So there's so many categories where, and I think this could be a good way for users to think about it, right? What does a computer need to run? Well, the computer needs not only to be able to record information, it needs to be able to communicate with the outside world. It needs the internet. So you can kind of see an oracle acting as the internet communication for a computer or for a blockchain. And that's why the Oracle problem and having native oracles on Supra gives us a massive benefit and allows applications to build more efficient apps in DeFi and gaming and RWA because of the native Oracle services.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm really excited for your next update to whom with you're gonna collaborate with or whatever. So yeah, so definitely you cannot tell it right now, so I'm not gonna question about that. But yeah, I'm so excited, and then we're gonna check. So a lot of Filipino is checking your project right now. What kind of update you will have? But right now, could you please tell us about the what kind of wallet we can use under Supra? For me, I'm using a Starkey wallet or any Dex. For example, Dexlin, I'm using Dexlin. Any kind of information you can give to us so we can explore.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I actually have a huge list in front of me because I want to be fair. I don't want to like
Okay.
highlight just one
You're the
person.
co-founder, yeah.
I mean, so I can go through it. Can go through a lot, but of course, yeah. Starkey is the wallet that everyone can use now. Hopefully, we can have many different wallets built by third parties, but Starkey is, of course, the wallet that we wanted to focus on in the beginning,
Okay.
because we gave that team a lot of attention. We actually give a lot of support from Supra side to help the Starkey team. So we really wanted to make sure that they did well. So and that's this kind of the same with a lot of the other ecosystem projects. We're going to make sure that we give them support, not only physical support but also like marketing, etc. So let's go through some of them that are already on mainnet.
Okay.
So currently we have a project called Link, LYNK, and Link is a Unity gaming SDK, and also a Starkey wallet SDA coming soon. So it's a social wallet creation with APIs. So that's Link. There's Kana Labs, which is an aggregator and Intense for infra. There's Bulk Sender. These are all on mainnet even right now. There's Bulk Sender. It's a syndicate token management tool.
Okay.
We have Mobula.
Mobula.
It's an indexer, and it's an indexer that's used by Atmos and Standard, which is a couple more DeFi protocols. And then we have Houdini Swap, which is a one-click bridge swap application.
Houdini
So it's called Houdini Swap.
Houdini Swap. Okay.
Yeah. Now on testnet, and a lot of these ones that are on testnet are going to be live on mainnet very soon. We have Dexlin, like you mentioned. So Dexlin is a DEX. We have Evo, which is a fee, like a fee on transfer DEX that's live on testnet. Atmos, which is a balancer style DEX. We have Solido by Paladin Labs, and they are a CDP to mint USD backed BTC. So it's like a stable coin backed by Bitcoin. We have to finalize our NFT standard. Okay. When Sui launched, I remember when Sui launched, they didn't have their NFT standard finalized yet. And so they couldn't have NFTs right away. And so I think our team has to finalize our NFT standard. It's basically a standardized way of minting NFTs. And we have to kind of set that as a foundation before we integrate with Tradeport, but that's coming up.
Nice.
We like Tradeport because it's kind of like an NFT aggregator. And I think for NFT marketplaces in general, like for an NFT marketplace to deploy on Supra, and it only has Supra NFTs, I'm personally not that interested in that as much. I feel like if you're going to launch an NFT marketplace, it needs to aggregate many different chains. And like we talked about in the beginning, there should be a multi-chain strategy for marketplaces and for wallets, etc. So that's why we liked Tradeport, because they're not only aggregating move-based chains, but they're also going to be bringing in Ethereum, Polygon, and more. Yeah.
A lot of guys will come to that place. One-stop place is really good. So
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. So this is the thing. I'm a meme coin guy because we are in a meme coin trend. Then a lot of my followers is definitely would like to have some kind of information from you. They have a meme coin under Supra that we might be, you know, we should be following with. So you can tell us.
Okay, so I have to be careful because, well, meme coins in general are a lot of times it's kind of, I mean, it's a fun gamble for many people. It's like, you know, people know, they should know that meme coins is gambling, right?
Mhm.
And the thing is that some meme coins are like, you know, get in, okay, get out, you know, and then turn away, right? It's not like a long-term commitment. A lot of meme coins are not like long-term communities. Some are, right? I'm sure some are. But for the most part, I think people know that it's like, okay, I'm in this and I'm gonna get out before everyone else, right? And so that's why I have to be careful about promoting meme coins myself. I would say it's fun. I would say,
I
you know,
think
do it and
I
check out
think
what we're
you
doing on
cannot tell
Supra.
anything about that. So how about this? I found some kind of meme coin under Supra, and then I just would like to know if you know that project.
Sure.
So I found the cat and then I found the dog. Is it
Mm.
existing inside your ecosystem? Is that are they? Do you know them? Supra
I
dog and
saw I saw a cat project,
okay,
and I think the team might be legitimate,
okay,
but I don't want to. I really don't want to support. I just have a policy in general of not supporting things because, you know, the issue is that if I say, oh, I support this now, the problem is that like at some point someone should sell, right? Like, you know, at some point someone needs to take profit. But if I tell people, oh, it's cool now, like
yeah,
I'm not there to say, hey guys,
yeah.
sell, right? So that's why I don't really like to support meme coins publicly. And if you ever see me publicly support on Twitter or X,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your first thought should be like, oh, John's account is hacked, or
Okay.
and your second thought is maybe, maybe I should check it out. But I would just say I just know one cat project, and there'll be a lot. And I think you know, I would say follow some of our good community members that are more trustworthy and see what they're doing.
Follow.
And I can keep you guys posted. Maybe I can tell you privately if something is interesting,
Oh,
but
thank you very
publicly, I
much.
don't think I can say much yet.
Guys, this question is my only a private question. So, you know, I like meme coin, and then I'm just asking the founder, co-founder. So, okay,
Sure.
so that's the only thing. So,
But
yeah,
the last thing I wanted to mention is that what we really focus at, what we look for and focus at Supra are long-term projects. We want to not just long-term projects. We want applications to build on Supra that wouldn't be able to build on other layer ones, that actually utilize our vertically integrated Oracle services to build what we call super dapps or super applications. And we want people to build things that are so unique. They're not copy paste NFTs or copy paste dexes or protocols. Those things are fine, and sometimes you need them in your ecosystem. But what we really like to promote and look for are unique applications that don't exist other places, and especially those that utilize the native oracles that we have. So if there was like a meme coin or NFT that launched on Supra that uses our Oracle services to do something interesting, I might actually point that out and be like, whoa, they're actually doing something unique, right? But if it's not, then it's not so interesting. If there was like an AI that utilized our price feed data and like indexing data to do something interesting, I might actually, and it is for some reason it's a meme coin, I might point that out. So I'll let you all know if something really unique comes out. You know, I'll make sure to point out how unique it is.
okay, that's cool. Then in that case, I'm gonna contact you.
Sure.
Okay, so can you thank you for your time. Definitely you're busy. Can you give a message to Filipino followers or Filipino viewers or anything you want to say to us?
Well, I started with this and I'll end with this. Thank you to the 30,000 plus Filipino users community members that participated in our airdrop, Learn to Earn Project Blastoff. You're 30,000 out of 550,000. Really appreciate all of you. It's been the last 2 years with us, through the difficult times and the fun times. Thank you for participating in our Learn to Earn program and being a part of our community. Our CMO Kai, he actually lives in the Philippines,
Wow.
and so his family is there, and so we have a strong connection through Project Blastoff. 30,000 people from the Philippines have participated in the Supra community, as well as our CMO who's there. Hopefully, we can be able to do more in the Philippines in the times to come. Maybe we can support developer initiatives, or hey, maybe there's something to do with Memecoins or some interesting event. Please let us know. But the last word is just a thank you to all our Philippine community from Project Blastoff and have been with us from the beginning. And for those of you that would like to join us now, join us on Telegram or Discord. And definitely follow us on X on Supra Labs handle.
Wow, that's cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, and then thank you very much for all message you're giving us today. And then yeah, definitely I need to study and make content and spread this world, spread this word again. So hope I can see you
Let's do
somewhere
it.
again.
Let's do it. Thanks, Kuya.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.